Okay, what's going on, guys? This is my channel that I'm finally deciding to start, and I'm going to be talking about a lot of different topics and such, especially self improvement, spiritual shit, mainly spiritual stuff, in the way I view this world, right? Because I'm like a heretic when it comes to religion. But the topic I wanted to discuss today is, are zodiac signs, are zodiac charts a soul contract, right? Because in this world, we know about zodiacs, right? We know that there are 12 zodiacs. We know that everybody has their birthday, and we know the initial understanding of like what our sign is, right? Like everybody knows, like, oh, you were born on June, like, oh, I'm a Cancer, or I'm a Libra, or I'm a Leo, that type of shit, right? And what this does is it plants a seed in people's head, right? Especially religious people, about zodiacs and are they real or are they fake. But from the initial standpoint of just one zodiac sign, you can look up your main zodiac sign and not associate with it because it's very vague. It's not very detail oriented, right? There are some things that will line up, but it's not enough to convince somebody, right? But once you figure out that you're not one zodiac, every zodiac has 12 signs in one chart. Once you learn about the chart, their ascending, their descending, their moon, all that shit, the planetary placements, right? You see how detailed and intricate it can get on the personality. And then you look at a south node, which is your past life and lessons that you have to shed. And then you hear about your north node, which is your mission, right? Your life's purpose, the thing that you're supposed to achieve in this life, right? And you get down to these intimate, intricate details of the zodiacs. Well, you'll come to find out that they are very, very, very specific and very accurate. Okay? Through this accuracy, through this understanding of the zodiac chart, you can reread it, okay? I've done this myself. And you can diagnose certain problems in your life. You can read about conflicts that you yourself subconsciously knew, right? Because when you read it, it will remind you, but consciously you never did, right? These zodiac signs are so specific that they might even know things about yourself that you didn't know until you read it, and then it stuck with you, okay? And I'm to the point of where I'm 100% convinced that zodiac signs are real, and they have a huge, huge impact on human life. So, what I am coming to, right, is the conclusion that we did take a soul contract when we came here. And if you don't believe you took a soul contract, then what the fuck is a zodiac, right? What is a zodiac chart? What is this thing that quite literally can tell you your likes, your dislikes, your goals, your journey, it's like a whole fucking thing, right? To me, that sounds like if there was a soul contract, right? That would be proof. If the astrological signs in the sky, right, can ask for like where you were born, what time you were born, all this and that, and they can tell you about yourself, like the insides and the outs about yourself. Well, that sounds like it's premeditated. That sounds like something that you planned to have happen. Okay? So this is where it gets interesting for me, right? I'm a Christian. I was raised Christian. I don't identify as a Christian now. The religion is something I've worked through, okay? But with my new understanding of the world, in Christianity, Yahweh, right, the God of the Old Testament, the God who created the world and stuff, specifically doesn't like zodiacs. He doesn't like the readings and stuff, because that would be worshiping other gods, putting your faith in other gods, putting your faith in other things outside of God himself. Okay? Humans aren't supposed to have the knowledge of the zodiac signs according to the Bible, but they do because of the fallen angels, right? There's a story in the Bible. It was taken out. It's the book of Enoch. I'm sure you all know about it. But in this book of Enoch, angels that were called watchers were sworn to just watch over earth and protect it and guide it. And they fell, and they ended up sleeping with women. And when they slept with women, they ended up telling them shit that they shouldn't know. And one of the things that they shouldn't know is zodiacs. Okay? Why not know zodiacs, right? Well, God, Yahweh, didn't want people spoiling, I guess, the surprise or whatever. They're finding their life mission, their life purpose without his guidance, right? He didn't want people to lean on anything outside of his control. But these zodiacs, showing that they're real, right? Showing that they're accurate, showing that they're detailed, you know, kind of brings me to the conclusion that all of that shit did happen. The angels coming down and telling men and women, you know, what astrology is, what zodiacs are and shit. But I encourage you, this is where I'm headed. I encourage you to look up, you know, your chart, your zodiac chart, and then go ahead and have fun with AI. Ask AI certain questions, tell AI certain aspects of you after it knows your chart, and it can give you detailed readings of your life purpose, your life mission, biggest fears, biggest insecurities, how to overcome it, when to overcome it. It can write you a plan to overcome it. And I want you to play with these zodiacs if you don't believe in them, and just prove to yourself that they are real, right? And then you can come to the conclusion that you did take some sort of soul contract. There was some sort of agreement in the astrals that we must have agreed with, premeditated agreement before we actually came down to earth. Zodiacs can prove that. Now, my stance on everything, okay? I believe that the world is a lie. I believe that the world is a spiritual prison. I believe that the God of this world, whatever being runs this world, is ignorant and does not know the truth. I do believe in Gnosticism. I have a Gnostic take on reality. I do believe that human beings are sovereign gods. We are above all physical matter. We don't bend knee to authority. We aren't lower. We aren't sinners. We aren't this. We aren't that. All of that was just bullshit created to gaslight us and to make us identify with the human body and not realize our true sovereignty in the spirit. So long story short, I am a heretic, right? I'm trying to come to the conclusion that we did take a soul contract, but it was against our will. We did not know what we were signing up for, to a minute detail, right? We punches were pulled on why we came to Earth, okay? I believe that we are spirit. We were never created. We have always been. We are fullness. We are divine fullness, okay? We have been lied to in order to come to this earth. And then when we come to earth, we go into a human body and our memory's wiped and our consciousness is filtered. And now we're stuck in a trap of trying to remember who we are. Yeah. So anyway, I'll make other videos going into that type of stuff. This is off the top. But I'm telling you, zodiacs are real. You can read about yourself in detail, read about other people in detail, see how you're compatible. Just know that shit is real. And, yeah, the soul contract was a fucking lie.